Week 3. I hope you are enjoying getting to know each other better in the blog. And you had your first writing assignment, the reflection essay. I will be posting those grades in Blackboard, so make sure to check my grades where you can see not only your grade, so it was an assignment worth 10 points and you'll see your total number of points earned, but also make sure to read my feedback. You'll want to click on that little dialogue box next to the number grade, and that's where you can find out my feedback, what I thought of your essay, and any tips for how to improve as you move forward this semester. I'm enjoying getting to know you in the blog and kind of get a sense of your authentic writing, and again, read more about your experiences with reading and writing. So I'd like to witness your growth as well through the semester. And I think you all have great plans for how to improve your writing, how to stay focused on the skills that you want to learn, and also kind of with an online class, it's a challenge to stay motivated sometimes, and also to try to avoid procrastination. I think that's an issue that many of you wrote about, motivation and procrastination. So let me share my screen and just give a brief overview of what to expect this week for class. So you'll want to review the agenda that I have posted in the Module 3 folder. I do also want to just mention again to remind yourself of the class responsible AI use policy, so that you're only using it, at least for this first essay assignment, should only have been used for spell check, maybe helping with grammar and sentence structure, but all of the writing should be your own. So this week there'll be a few short videos to watch. These are some expert writers. I hope if you don't know them already, you might want to get to know them. So 3 short videos from them about their own writing process and how they have developed as writers, since the focus of this week's blog, as well as your readings, is all about writing, the writing process, and how to develop your authentic voice. So chapter 10 in They Say, I Say is about that kind of balancing act between academic speak and your, your authentic voice. I'll just put it that way. So you don't want to ever set that aside. You always want to speak your everyday language and then just refine it as you develop your writing this semester. So you learn about the translation recipe, code meshing, and some of you even wrote about that a little bit last week. And this week we'll continue that, learning about the essay and this idea of code meshing in Amy Tan's essay, Mother Tongue, where she talks about various Englishes. So read that, and that's what you'll be responding to in the blog this week. There's also the section in Little Seagull Handbook on writing processes, just talking about the steps that you go through, but it's not necessarily linear. It doesn't mean you do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're done. As many of you mentioned in your blog posts and in your reflection essays, that writing takes time, and often that time means writing and then stepping away and then going back and revising and then maybe stepping away again, and then, going through several versions. It's referred to as iterations until you get to that point. It may sound like you're being, picky or a perfectionist. Writers sometimes can be that way, but you do want to kind of balance that. You don't want to just write something and then think, okay, assignment's due in 5 minutes, I'm just going to submit my very first thoughts. Writing takes time. Reflection is part of it, as you learn from your reflection essays. So make sure to think about that. Budget the time or plan to put in time when you do these writing assignments. And then there will also be a quiz this week. So make sure you do your blog post by Wednesday and respond to 2 classmates by Sunday. And then the quiz is due on Friday. So those are the assignments for this week. I hope you enjoy exploring these videos and learning some tips, maybe strategies you're already practicing, but just hearing it from these professional writers might be reassuring. All right, so have a great week. Thank you, everybody.